Some crimes rattle a town. Some tear a hole straight through it. And some leave a nation asking how it ever happened. This one did all three. A quiet family. A perfect summer night. A mother. A father. 2 daughters. Home. Safe. Or so it seemed. No alarms. No shouting. No smashed windows. But evil doesn't always make noise. Sometimes it walks in through the front door. One man was asleep on the sofa. 2 others were wide awake, waiting to make their move. There were text messages, a shopping trip, a girl who just wanted to make dinner, and then a sudden silence, a scream, a fire. By the time police made contact, it was already too late. Or was it? Because long before the blaze, someone had already cried for help. Someone listened, but no one stepped in. What really happened behind those doors? Why did the police wait? And what drove 2 parolees to one of the most brutal crimes in modern American history? The answers are worse than you think. This is not fiction. This is not a film. This is the Petit family case. And what happened inside that house will stay with you forever. Welcome to Unveiled Crime Mysteries channel, where I unveil mysterious true crimes, some lost to time, others fresh in memory. Justice might not be served, but the shadow is unveiled. William Petit grew up in Connecticut, captain on every court, star of every game. He graduated top of his class, law degree from Dartmouth, but the wig and gown never fit. He wanted scalpels, not statutes, so he trained as a doctor in Pittsburgh. 3rd year on the children's ward, he met Jennifer Hawke, oncology nurse internship co-director. Quick laugh, they clicked, married in 1985, pure team. Haley arrived in 1989, and the young family bought a house in quiet Cheshire. Michaela followed on 17 November 1995. Jennifer kept nursing, then MS struck, incurable, relentless. The family rallied. Haley, only 10, raised cash for the MS Society. Michaela smashed her grades, vowed to carry the fundraising torch when her sister left for uni. That summer she learned to cook, keen to feed everyone. One ordinary July night in 2007, she ran short of ingredients, asked Mum for a lift to the local store. Joshua Kamisarjevsky was in the same aisle. Fresh out of prison, he watched. His start in life was chaos. Teenage parents, adoption into a strict religious art family, high IQ yet poor marks, homeschooled, claimed secret abuse. He rebelled early, abused his sister, burgled home. In 2002 he faced 18 burglary counts, took 9 years and told the court, "I like to listen to people while they sleep. I like the feeling of invading their privacy and security." Paroled at 27 despite warnings, he moved into a halfway house where he met Stephen Hayes, career burglar, first jailed at 16, out again in 2006. 22 July 2007. Michaela cooks, needs supplies, goes shopping with Jennifer. Joshua tails them, notes the car, the faces, Michaela's blonde ponytail. They drive home, unaware. Minutes later, Hayes texts Joshua, "I'm chomping at the bit to get started. Meet a margarita soon." Hayes, "We still on?" Joshua, "Yes." Hayes, "Soon." Joshua, "I'm putting the kid to bed, hold your horses." Hayes, "Dude, the horses want to get loose." Joshua follows, clocks the address, pulls away. The Petit eat a calm supper, their last together. Early hours, William dozes in the lounge. A thud, a creak, fog of pain, confusion. The intruders slipped through an unlocked door, planning a quick steal. They grabbed a baseball bat, beat William, tied him with zip ties, roped him to a basement post. Upstairs they bound Haley and Michaela to their beds, pillowcases over heads. They woke Jennifer, tied her too. Feeling safe, the pair smoked in the lounge, looted cash and jewelry, walked out. The family dared to breathe, thinking it over. It wasn't. The thieves sold the hall for peanuts, fumed, drove back. They found a checkbook showing $40,000. aimed for $15,000, filled 2 petrol cans on CCTV. They told Jennifer the plan threatened to kill everyone. She chose survival, agreed to go to the bank with Hayes at dawn. Joshua stayed, untied Michaela, stripped her, took photos, assaulted her, scrubbed the bathroom, redressed her, tied her again. The autopsy later proved the rape. More. At the bank, Jennifer slipped a flyer to the teller. "My name is Jennifer Hawk Petit. I need to withdraw $15,000 from my savings account. My family is in danger. Please call the police, or they will be killed." The teller handed over the cash, phoned Cheshire Police, ring-fenced the street, kept back. In the house, Joshua bragged about Michaela. Hayes turned on Jennifer, forced her to the floor, stripped her. William heard the assault, shouted. One attacker called back, "Don't worry. It's all going to be over in a couple of minutes." William woke in a fog of blood and petrol fumes. Jennifer's scream tore through the haze, sharp as broken glass. Adrenaline slammed into him. He clawed at the zip ties, skin splitting, plastic biting deep. One tie snapped, then the next. He hauled his battered frame up the basement steps, every rise a mountain. The door creaked, gravel stung his palms as he crawled across it, stones grinding into raw flesh. He rolled onto the cool grass, gulped night air laced with smoke. Later he said, "I thought, it's now or never, because in my mind at that moment, I thought they were going to shoot all of us." Joshua darted to the cellar, torch beam bouncing. Empty. Panic flashed. He thundered upstairs, breath hitching, spat out the news. Hayes knelt over Jennifer on the lounge rug, violence already in full swing. The words hit him like a charge. He snapped. His fingers locked round her throat. He squeezed. He kept squeezing until every struggle stilled and silence settled like dust. Outside, William lurched across the lawn, head spinning, lungs burning. He shouted a torn, ragged bellow that carried over hedges. A neighbor flicked on a porch light, saw a figure drenched in blood and soot, barely human. Shock paralyzed him for a moment, then instincts kicked in. He dialed 911. Sirens began their distant wail, drawing closer with every heartbeat. Hayes and Komisarjevsky heard that rising howl. They knew the window was closing. Seconds, not minutes. They reached for the petrol. They drenched Jennifer's body, the thick pile carpet, the girls' bedrooms, even the sleeping sisters. Petrol pooled under beds, soaked pajamas, filled the house with a gagging stench. Investigators would later trace splash marks along skirting boards, find residue in every char group. Joshua thumbed a match. The sulfur hissed, flared. He dropped it. Fire crawled, then sprinted, then roared, wooden beams popping like gunfire. The pair bolted, tires spitting gravel, smoke streaming from the boot like a signal flare. Police units had already boxed in Cheshire's exit. 5 minutes later, the getaway car plowed straight into a cruiser, metal shrieking, airbags bursting. Officers swarmed, dragged both men out, cuffed them hard. Mugshots flagged them as fresh parolees. Names already ticked in red. Back on Sorghum Mill Drive, the Petit home burned white hot, windows cannons of flame. Paramedics bundled William into an ambulance. IV lines snaking, pulse faint, but fighting. Firefighters crashed through the front door, heat blasting, helmet visors fogging. They found Jennifer first, body charred, ropes fused to bone. They pushed upward, stairs wobbling, reached Michaela's room. She was still tied to the frame, flames having done their work. Down the hall they spotted Haley's trail, singed carpet, melted fibers, where she'd broken free. Staggered a few steps, collapsed to smoke. The crew carried all 3 bodies out, gear silent, but for crackling embers. At the station, both killers folded fast. Petrol fumes clung to Hayes, soaked into his clothes. Detectives smelled it the moment he sat. He blamed Joshua. Joshua sneered back, called William names, later scribbled in his diary that the father could have saved his family if he wanted to. The cruelty lingered on the page. Court came for Hayes first. 13 September 12 jurors, 7 women 5 men took their seats, eyes already weary. Defense painted Joshua as puppet master. Prosecution said monsters travel in pairs. 5 hours of deliberation and a single word echoed round the room. Guilty. Sentencing opened 18 October. Arguments raged. Death would end suffering. Life would stretch it. On 8 November the jury chose the needle on each of 6 capital counts. Shock rippled through Connecticut. The judicial branch, fearing nightmares, offered trauma counseling to every juror. Historic first. In court on 2 December Hayes stood, shoulders slumped, and apologized for the pain and suffering he'd caused. Judge John Blue answered with 6 death sentences, plus 6 extra years, words falling like iron doors. Capital punishment vanished from state law in 2015, so Hayes now lives out those years in a concrete box. Joshua faced the bench on 19 September. He dangled a guilty plea, begged for life. Prosecutors shook their heads. Jury said guilty on 13 October, voted death on 9 December. At sentencing he mumbled about shame, insisted he did not intend to kill anyone. Judge Blue penciled 20 July 2012 for execution, a date the repeal wiped away. He too is locked up for life. The twin trials drained everyone. Weeks of charred wood photos, frantic 911 tapes, expert testimony thick with grief. Yet every morning William Petit walked back into that courtroom. He sat through it all, jaw set, eyes fixed forward. After the verdicts he buried his family, then built the Petit Family Foundation, funneled rage into scholarships and shelters, raised hundreds of thousands. He later won a seat in the State House, turning heartbreak into policy. Every July the people of Cheshire gather on Sorghum Mill Drive. They light candles, lay white roses, whisper the girls' names. Some still question the police perimeter, wonder if a swifter entry might have saved the sisters. That doubt floats in the air, thin as ash, stubborn as smoke in old beams, always there, refusing to clear. Thank you for watching. To support our channel, kindly like, comment and share. Please don't forget to subscribe for more daily videos.